what he is capable of. In the 2016 presidential campaign, when Lindsey Graham was still campaigning.
Yep. They're going to tear off half of the whole complex to the south. Sheets is going to move in. Ah, Fredo fell down. I see 713 was spending a lot of time down there. Interesting. Couldn't tell you how many meals I ate at the old Vanna restaurant up at the end there. I went to that theater when I was a kid. I know that. But the theater's still going to be there. That's not getting torn down. It's going to get torn down, I think, somewhere up to right about where I'm at, just in front of my car. The car wash across the street's completely gutted also. I wonder why your comments get cut off. Some people's comments get cut off. I can't read everything. Finally eating some dinner. Well, shopping center's outused its life. Shopping Plaza. Yep, Vienna's, yep. Yeah, no, I ate a million meals at the Vienna. I ate a lot of meals there. Whole bunch. I even spent one night in there. I went through 3 shifts of girls. I was in there a lot, a whole lot. That'd be back in the 80s probably. 80s, 90s maybe. My friend Rob would come there. My friend Ed would come there. Actually, I think that's where I met Ed. And the car wash across the street is completely gutted. I think that car wash company that's moved into the area or somebody else is going to turn it into a new fancy car wash. I'm not sure what's going on. Already got a brand new car wash around the corner. Up at Brook Park Road and Ridge. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah, I can. Hold on here. Yeah, they gutted it. You can look through the whole building right now. It's open from front to rear. There's nothing inside. It's just a shell of a building. Let's see if I can get my fingers to work here. Yeah. So I'm wondering if another car wash companies took. There's a couple car wash companies that have come into the area and have just bought everything up or built brand new car washes all over Northeast Ohio. I mean, all over. You should see all of them. It's insane. They bought my favorite, another company that I don't even know about, called, I think, Sargent Car Wash. Yeah, it was good times back then. At least I had a girlfriend or two. They bought the Busy Bee in Lakewood. Doubled the price of the car wash. These guys are making some money, I think. I must think we all have dirty cars. Yeah. There's still some Silvermans, even Giant Tiger in some other countries, I think. Maybe in this country there's still a Silvermans. Giant Tigers in Canada or Japan. It's weird how these names traveled. Uncle Bill's. I spent a lot of time in Uncle Bill's. Oh yeah, Great Northern, yeah. I spent many years of my unproductive youth at Buckeye Lanes. Best. Where? No, I don't know if I remember that either. Where was it? In the old strip mall? I was out at that mall a lot because we went to Elyria right by it every day for years. Best. You're gonna have to get a hold of the North Homestead Historical Society. Babies R Us. Yeah, that one doesn't ring a bell really. If I saw a picture of it, you know, it would bring back, but yeah. Hmm. If it was an electronics store, I was probably there maybe once, but yeah, I can't quite remember it. I was abusing a lot of brain cells around then. Oh yeah, it's still going strong. Memphis is closed down right now because they're replacing the bridge over the railroad track there. It's a giant project. You want to go see an interesting project, you should go up there. Also, on the hello Muzatov, the big field that used to be in front of the American Greetings building, that American Greetings turned into like a park where the drive-in used to be. That's now a giant Amazon hub. They built it in like 6 months. Boom, giant warehouse. Snap your fingers, done. Oh yeah, you should drive by it. You can still drive through Memphis to go through American Greetings and sneak out to Tiedemann. But they say the road is closed, you know, to everybody. Oh my God, I used to sell there all the time, yeah. We were kids, we would break into the miniature golf building to try to mess around with the slot machines. I'm tired. Of course I do. I look at maps. You're way out there in the ocean. Far from everybody. Oh, that's your Independence Day? Independence from who? The British? I don't know if I know whose independence that would be. Metro Parks cop. I guess I found the time of night when nobody's out. It's the least amount of people that have shown up in a video in a while. It is late. Oh. Rat. Don't call him that. Fredo, what are you doing up there? He's just chilling. Oh, it's quiet out. No work. Well, there's a long delivery. Alliance, Ohio to Wexford, Pennsylvania. Outside of Pittsburgh. It's crazy deliveries. I'd almost go after it. No, just North America. 45 states in the United States. A couple places in Canada. Tijuana and another place in Mexico. Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands. And a couple secret military bases, but I can't tell you about them. No, the country Mexico, Tijuana. The country of Mexico. Tijuana is right below San Diego. It's a big border town. Oh, this guy's going to the ATM. No, he's not.
Usually this happens in men who had acne when they were kids. They're all related to each other, and it turns out that zinc is good for acne, it's good for the prostate, and it's also good for hair loss.
Doc Wallach says that those people who have premature gray have a copper deficiency.
Yeah, copper is important for pigmentation, the pigment melanin. And by the way, George, when you and I talked on Beyond Belief, I talked about melanin a little bit. It turned out that little clip that I talked about with melanin went viral.
Your people, one can only imagine what trauma he suffered, and never able to communicate with anybody, always rejecting contact. Really, I think as self-preservation, because
Hollywood artist? What do you mean? The sign or the stars on the sidewalk? I'm not sure if I've ever seen any of the stars in Hollywood on the sidewalk. I probably have, I don't remember. I've spent a lot of time in California. California is a big state. 900 miles long. The sign will probably get taken down. Maybe not. It might be just on this side of where they're going to cut the property in half.
change on something like this?
Well, the difficulties starts and ends with the Republican Party. Of course, they always pivot. When you talk about assault weapons, they talk about taking your guns. They never mention assault weapons in their rebuttals or their response. It's always, well, Biden's trying to take your guns, and this is what they always say about Democrats. So they're not giving enough money to mental health. They're not giving them enough money to send you down a rabbit hole about something that will not stop mass shootings. So what's going to happen is Schumer is going to bring this to the floor of the Senate because
Chuck Schumer, the Democrat politician.
Yes.
yeah, he's when he brings it to the floor of the House, it will pass. Matter of fact, it's already passed. But when it gets to the Senate, it will be it'll take 60 votes from the Republicans, and they won't pass it. So then we can show what the problem is.
We've talked a lot about policy, about politics. I wonder if there's something you'd want people to remember about Jessica.
Oh my gosh, so much. Jessie was shot 6 times, and the first shot went through one of her legs and into the other. And the young man that she was with happened to be a paramedic, so he knew what to do. And he didn't realize when she collapsed on the floor of that theater that she had been shot 4 other times. She was screaming, someone call 911. And all of a sudden she got quiet, and her companion looked up and realized that she had a 5-inch hole in her head that had blown her face away on the left side of her face and blew her brains away. So that's not the way we want people to remember Jessie, but that is something that Lonnie and I carry with us every single day, and why we fight so hard so that other people may not ever have to experience what we have had to experience. We're at the point in America where everyone has been touched by gun violence in one way or another, and that does not make for a healthy society.
That is Sandy Phillips talking about her daughter Jessica Gawi. You also heard from Lonnie Phillips too. This is Newsday on the BBC World Service.
You're listening to WKSU Idea Stream Public Media.
The monkeypox virus is spreading in Ohio and nationwide, bringing another public health challenge as we continue to deal with the ongoing impact of the coronavirus. I'm Marlene Harris-Taylor in for Rick Jackson. Join me at 9 on The Sound of Ideas. We'll talk with the leader of the Cuyahoga County Board of Health and the City of Cleveland's Director of Public Health about monkeypox and answer questions you may have about the virus. Join us.
You're listening to 89.7 WKSU Kent, a public media service licensed to Kent State University and operated by IdeaStream Public Media. WKSU serves Northeast Ohio through HD and on WCPN Lorain Cleveland 104.9, WKRW Worcester 89.3, WKRJ New Philadelphia 91.5, WKSU Thompson 89.1, and WNRK Norwalk 90.7.
It's 7 o'clock in London. Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with James Copnell and Victoria Wonghunda.
Today we remember Mikhail Gorbachev, the man who helped end the Cold War that had threatened the world with nuclear annihilation. As the last leader of the Soviet Union, he set in motion a series of revolutionary changes that helped reshape today's Europe.
As fears grow over Europe's largest nuclear power plant, the European Union has donated more than 5 million anti-radiation tablets to Ukraine.
We'll look at the deadly violence in Iraq after a leading Shiite cleric, Muqtada al-Sadr, told his supporters he was withdrawing from political life.
Our correspondent reports from some of the worst flood-hit areas in Pakistan.
And in our sports news, Isaac will tell us all about a big upset in tennis at the US Open and some big games in the English Premier League too. That's after the latest world news.
Hello, this is Danielle Yarowiecka with the BBC News. World leaders have been paying tribute to the former president of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, who has died at the age of 91.
I'm not that
His
old.
reforms played a crucial role
Well,
in ending the Cold War and bringing down the
Vietnam
Iron
was
Curtain.
still going on.
President Biden described Mr. Gorbachev as a leader who saw a different future was possible.
I did have a draft card for a while for Vietnam, but it was near the end of the war.
President Putin has in the past called the USSR's disintegration the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. And yet it was Mikhail Gorbachev who gave so many in his country their first taste of freedom. Margaret Thatcher famously described him as a man the West could do business with. The American president, Ronald Reagan, proved it. He and Gorbachev worked together to slash their nuclear arsenals.
It was that policy and his decision not to send troops to clamp down on anti-Soviet protests that led Mikhail Gorbachev to win the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990.
That's well before my
Russian leaders
lifetime.
will be buried next to his wife, Raisa, at the most prestigious cemetery in Moscow. Russia is shutting down gas supplies from a major pipeline to Europe for the next 3 days. Moscow has already significantly reduced the amount of gas it supplies through Nord Stream 1, which comes into the continent via Germany. Jenny Hill is in Berlin.
Vladimir Putin's spokesman said that the latest 3-day shutdown of the Nord Stream 1 pipeline was to allow for maintenance. He blamed Western sanctions against Russia, which he claimed prevented normal repair work. Few in Europe's capitals believe him. Europe's become accustomed to an unreliable supply. Russia has already significantly cut the amount of gas it delivers through Nord Stream. Like several other countries, Germany, which until recently relied heavily on Russian gas, has found alternative sources and is filling its reserves ahead of the cooler months.
I'm hanging up for the night. All right. Everybody, good night.
Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of carrying out recent shelling.
See everybody later.
More details from Hugo Bachega in Kiev.
And
yesterday, an advisor to President Zelensky said that Russia can
hamburger.
shell the route that is supposed to be used by these monitors to get to this facility.
Soda.
Now, Rafael Grossi said security guarantees have been given.
Coca-Cola.
The mission is likely to be there for a few days. We don't know exactly when the visit will start.
All right. Good night. Good morning. I'm tired. No. Rallies. Or cheddars. Checkers. Same company, different names. Rallies. There it is, right there. Rallies.
Has evidence that Donald Trump's advisors misled officials who were trying to retrieve top secret documents from the former president's Florida home. The new disclosures include that a lawyer for Mr. Trump explicitly prevented the FBI from searching some store
Okay. Good night, everybody.
They also say that while Mr. Trump's lawyers swore under oath that they'd returned all relevant
Ciao.
documents, they had in
Peace.
fact